about 20 years of age. There are three daughters, their family, 18, 16 and 11. And this tragedy happened on Tuesday. Last night I was in Fui Center. I had to recite a majlis, and this was a Soyum majlis of the marhumas. And it's a big tragedy for the community. The community came forward to help, but there is a lot of things that we have to do. On, uh, Not only to support the family, but also nurturing and giving them proper guidance to become good Shias. Right now they are in difficult situation, they are in pain, and it requires a lot of effort from all of us to help them out. So after the majlis we can discuss about this, but this is not a tragedy that we can ignore, discount or say that, this happened in New York, therefore we are not responsible or we should not do anything, but I think everybody should come forward. And those who wish always that they can support the yateen in their lifetime, I think this is a very good opportunity for them to support a yateen here in US and make their lives successful and fully productive and as well educated. So I hope that this small community that we have here discussing this majlis, we are doing Isal Sawab majlis. For the Isal Sawab of Marhum also, it will be a good gift for him that if we can help this community, this particular family. The other thing is that we have to look at the awareness of or the understanding of what's going on in the Shia world. A very planned effort has been made in the last few years to completely annihilate the Shia community from Iraq and from Sham and from Bahrain and Yemen and many other places, including Afghanistan, Kashmir and Pakistan. And you are seeing that the steadfastness of our community in these places, the Shuhada gave their lives, sacrifices never went without any result. And what we are seeing now that US, after complete humiliation, is withdrawing the forces from Syria, and the same thing is happening in Yemen, and Bahrain at the verge of pretty much ending that effort also, which was against the Shias. About more than 100 Hussainiyas and masajid of Shias have been destroyed in Bahrain. Senior ulama of our community are in prison right now. Sheikh Isa, who is, in my opinion, I think as far as I know, is about 82 or 85 years old. He is in prison. Prominent ulama of Bahrain are in prison. But this is going to end soon, I am hoping, because of the sacrifices and the steadfastness of our community. We cannot ignore them, and we should always keep them in our prayers at least, and if we should support them so that our community becomes successful. Israel wanted to destroy Hezbollah, and the result is just the opposite. The Shias have a very big army in Iraq, the Hishd-e-Shabi. They have also spread all over in Syria, and now it's a very battle hardened and strong army right at their doorstep. And that is why they are every now and then sending missiles to different places in Sham, because they cannot stop this strong army of the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. And it is a great success which we are not aware of much, but they have done a wonderful job, and really their bravery and their steadfastness and their sacrifice cannot be ignored and cannot be just pushed aside. We have to appreciate what they have done, and we should be a part of that caravan, which is the resistance against these forces and these powers and these philosophy of destroying the Islamic world. Nigeria is also coming up, and I'm hoping the way it is moving around, that within few years we will see a great success from all over these places, and Shias will prevail, and they will prevail with victory, not by defeat. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Today's discussion was, I decided to speak about something else, but since I have to speak in English, so I changed my topic. But I would like to bring to your attention few, maybe a critical analysis of the incident of Karbala, the tragedy of Karbala, and the after effects of that. The ayat I recited was Kulla asalukum alayhi ajran illa al-mawaddata fil qurba. Everybody is aware about that ayat. The compensation of the sacrifices that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
to us is the mawaddat of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. So there is a price tag for the religion, and the price tag is not the love, but the mawaddat of Ahlul Bayt. Our ulama say that mawaddat is different than muhabbat. Muhabbat you can do all over in this world with different things, but mawaddat is a level above that. Muhabbat can be with money, with name and fame, with women, whatever you can think about, worldly things. Mawaddat is the sacrifice of that muhabbat. That is known as mawaddat. So the price tag for the religion is mawaddat of the closest ones of from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Today's day with the shahadat of Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
What the Ummah did to the family of Rasulullah and the closest one of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we find that a statement from our fourth Imam, had it been just the opposite statement that Prophet had given, and he had asked that hate my closest one, the Ummah would not have done worse than what they have done. So this is clear that Ummah did not follow and did not pay the price of religion, the wage of the religion. Now comes the question that in our Shia faith, the first and foremost thing that we are believing in is the incident of Karbala, the tragedy of Karbala, the greatest sacrifice of the human being. The question comes to mind, what happened after that? What were the immediate effects of Karbala? And what were the long-term impact of Karbala? One of the long-term impact of Karbala is this majlis, this discussion and understanding of the revolution that Imam Hussain brought in. The other part of it is the immediate effect of Karbala, which was happening in Makkah and Medina and the Muslim world at that time. And most of us are not aware of that, and that's why I wanted to bring this, because these majalis should give you some more knowledge rather than repeating whatever we know about. Although repetition is not denied, Islam says that فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّ فَعْتِذْ ذِكْرَى, do it again and again and repeat this, because that is a reminder. But when you look at the historical perspective of Karbala and the greatest tragedy and greatest sacrifice by Imam Hussain alayhi salam, it comes to mind that what happened after that. So the first question comes to mind that what happened right before that. And the second question is what happened right after that. First question is, we can respond to that, is that today is the day when the shahadat of Bibi Fatima Zahra, the Ummah's behavior for Fatima Zahra is evident that Ummah was not with Ahlul Bayt, even when they were in Medina. Because what happened was that when Ahlul Bayt were opening their doors for anybody who is coming and asking for anything, even they were hungry, but they were giving and feeding people. They were giving their own clothes. They were giving their time. Imam Ali was waking up at night and taking a sack of bread and distributing among the people of Medina. Can you imagine that when he is burying his wife today, he had to hide the grave of Bibi Fatima Zahra? What was wrong with the Ummah? And what wrong did Amir al-Mu'mineen and Fatima Zahra did to the people of Medina? That's the question. They were very, very kind and generous, and they were very, very nice. And in return, Amir al-Mu'mineen knew that if the grave is known, maybe there is a chance that they will come and desecrate the grave. Therefore, I have to hide the grave. So Ummat's state is known. This is before Karbala. Right before Karbala, if you think about it, Imam Hussein was martyred at the age of 57. He was born on 4th of Hijrah. So that means 61, Imam Hussein was 57 years of age. At the age of 57 years, how much time Imam Hussein spent in Medina? If you take out 3 years that Imam Hussein went with his father to Kufa and lived there, it's approximately Imam Hussein lived around 51 years in Medina. So majority of his life was spent in Medina. And Imam Hussein was not an unknown person in Medina.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
That Imam Hussein was the center of attention. Throughout his life in Medina, Imam Hussein was either with Rasulullah on his lap, Rasulullah playing with him, loving him, or his rest of his life was either with Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, or he was spending most of his time propagating the religion and kind and generous person. People knew in Medina that the most kind and generous person in Medina is Hassan and Hussein. And Abdullah ibn Jafar al-Tayyar. 3 people were very well known about their generosity. So he was a very well known person. Everybody knew that Prophet said that Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein. Hussein is Imam, either he is standing or sitting down. Many ahadith of Imam Hussein was very well known. Everybody knew Imam Hussein. Now pay attention to 60th of Hijrah. When Imam was asked to do the bayat of Yazid, and Imam decided that he will leave Medina. When he is leaving, go and find in history, you will find that beside Banu Hashim, nobody came forward and said, "Oh Imam, why you are leaving Medina? You are here, you are at your home, we love you, we will protect you, don't leave this city." But we find that no one came forward. History says that only Ibn Abbas came, few people from his own family, like Muhammad Hanafiya came, Abdullah ibn Jafar al-Tayyar came. All of these are the members of his own Banu Hashim clan. Nobody from outside. So Imam is leaving with his whole family, daughters and sister and all the ladies, and as well as his own family members. And Imam leaves Medina. Nobody says to come and protect him or to say that stay here, we'll protect you. That's the state of Ummah at that time. Now Imam leaves. We see in Karbala, people from Medina, among the martyrs of Karbala, if you try to find, you will probably not find anybody from Medina. Only Banu Hashim, only Awlad Aqil, Awlad Muslim, you will find the Awlad Abu Talib there, basically. And few more members from the same family, but nobody outside of it. There is a claim that Shias cry for Imam Hussein, they do matam and they do zanjeer and all that, because these days there is a claim, false claim, of course, that Shias have killed and now they are crying for Imam Hussein. My question is that if Shia were killing Imam Hussein, where are all the Sunnis? Why they didn't come and save Imam Hussein? They should have done that. Where are the Sahabis of Rasulullah? They were in Medina, they were in Makkah, they were in Sham, They were in Kufa. Why didn't they come forward and protected Imam Hussain? Very few Sahabis we see Habib, we see Muslim, few of them that came forward. They're old people, 90, 95 years of age. And they came and supported Imam Hussain. They died in Karbala. They gave their lives. So now the question is that after this tragedy, what happens? This is the before. Now look at the after what happened. 61 is the Shahadat of Imam Hussain Islam in Muharram, 10th of Muharram. And then the Imam Hussein's family was taken as a prisoner. They lived in Sham for maybe a year or a year and a half. Who knows? The exact dates are not known. But let's assume that it was 1 year. So around 62 and Arba'in time they came to Karbala. And then from Karbala they came back to Medina and they lived in Medina. It's around 63, 64 we see some changes happening in Medina. And that's my, I think, main point of the discussion. I will quickly try to end it because 5 o'clock is the Salat time and I don't want to go over that. But quickly let's go over this. In Medina, people came to know that Imam Hussain has been killed. His family has been martyred. They were 3 days hungry and thirsty, and the whole tragedy was known. So Medina people started revolting against Yazid. Yazid had his nephew as the governor of Medina, and there are 2 people who came forward in Medina. One is Abdullah ibn Hanzala, the other one is Abdullah ibn Mutib. These are the 2 people who were the leaders of this revolution or the revolt against Yazid. And they say that we broke our allegiance to Yazid. We don't do bayat of Yazid anymore. We don't like him. He is a very bad person and he killed the grandson of Rasulullah. Therefore, we break our bayat and we will not be under the bayat of Yazid. When the news went to Yazid, Yazid asked his governor, what happened? What's going on in Medina? The answer was that there are a few people who are making this noise and we have to calm them down. So Yazid said, send them to me. These people went. Abdullah ibn Hanzala and Abdullah ibn Muti. Now Abdullah ibn Hanzala, a small background about that person also, a little bit. In Ohad, there was a martyr of Ohad. His name was Hanzala, father of this Abdullah. Hanzala was married a night before Ohad. So he spent his first night with his wife. And as soon as the morning came, he came to know that the Prophet is leaving and he will have a battle in Ohad and the Islamic army is moving. He came right away to Rasulullah without even becoming pure and pak. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I want to go with you. I want to give my life. See that, he spent one night and now he wants to go. He's insisting. Rasulullah said, okay, I will allow you. So in the same state, he went to Ohad. He fought the battle. He was killed in Uhud. He was a martyr. The people were not able to find his body among the all bodies that were piling up. It was difficult to find Hanzala's body. But finally they were able to drag his body out and they saw that his hair was wet. So they asked Rasulullah, what happened? How come his hair is wet in this desert? There's no way that you can have a wet hair. So the answer was that Rasulullah said that since he was not pure in state when he came to fight, Allah sent the malaika to give him ghusl. Salawat Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Hanzala Ghasilul Malaika. What a state of martyrdom you can imagine. And then his son is this Abdullah ibn Hanzala. So Yazid called these 2 people. They went there. He gave them a lot of gifts, a lot of money. But they saw by their own eyes that Yazid is really a corrupt person. He drinks, he doesn't care about salat, and he is doing all the bad things that are against Islam. They took the gift and they came back. When they came back, they said, now that we have seen Yazid, we are breaking our allegiance. The question was that why you took the gift? There was no need to take the gift from that person. They said, no, we took the gift. It's a lot of money to make an army and revolt against Yazid in Medina. And therefore, we took the money. Now we have the money, this will be a big army. Their revolt is increased so much that they had thousands and thousands of people of Medina assembled with them and made an army, and they said that we are not with Yazid anymore. So the effects of Karbala are now showing up in Medina, although late and although few years later. They could have done that with Imam Hussain alayhi salam, but they didn't do it. Yazid, after learning that, this is going on, they grabbed all the Bani Umayyah who were in Medina and they made a mistake of sending them out of Medina, not killing them. And you probably have heard that Marwan was running away with his family and they were after him, and then he almost going to be caught and killed. All of a sudden he came across our fourth Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam.
Allahumma
And
salli ala Muhammad
sees
wa
him
ali
and
Muhammad.
said that, what's the matter? He said, I am in big trouble. They will catch me and they will kill me, and my family is in trouble. Imam said, don't worry about it. Send your family to me. We will give you a refuge and you can live with our family. Imam saved his life and his family. All the Banu Umayyah, they moved away from Medina and they went outside of Medina in a small village. So now Medina is clean from all the Banu Umayyah. Now this is the preparation of the army, and all the horses and the battle is being strategized for the Yazid's army, which is being sent by Yazid by one person who was the most cruel person. And this person who was in charge of the army, his name was Abdullah also. Muawiyah told Yazid that if you are in trouble, this person can be helpful. So Yazid offered the forces to be under the leadership of Ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad said that Hussein's killing is enough for me. I cannot join you in this. Therefore, he denied, and many others. Finally, this person was made the commander of the army. He was like almost 90 years old. He was sick, he was not able to walk. They brought him on a chair. Yazid followed them outside Damascus until few miles and said goodbye to them to go and annihilate Medina completely. Now about 10,000 or 12,000 people coming under Abdullah's army, and they are approaching Medina. Medina is getting prepared to fight back and repel that attack. The problem is that Medina forces are in the city, and these are the cunning same Yazid forces who were similar kind of forces who were in Karbala. When they reached Medina, before reaching Medina, they met the Banu Umayyah who were outside Medina in a small village. And they asked that what's the situation in Medina, what's going on, how we can attack, how we can do, whatever we can do to kill these people who were in Medina, who were revolting against Yazid. They had dug the same Khandak. If you learn about it, the battle of Khandak where Imam Ali was successful, Medina people did the same thing. They redug the whole Khandak, and they said, now we have protection from this side. The other side are the mountains. Nobody can attack us. We're safe. We have our army. We're ready for that. Let them come and attack, and we will just repel them. Marwan's son, Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, who became the Khalifa later on, one of the cunning person, he met with Abdullah, and they decided that this is not the way that we can go and attack, because the Khandak is in between our way. We cannot just go on and attack them. So they strategized this in such a way that behind Medina there are hills, and between the hills is a small village, and we have bribed that village people to give us way so that our army can attack them. He gave them advice that if you attack in the morning, the sun will be rising and your back will be on the sun side. Medina's army will be facing sun, and then you can attack them and kill them, and this way you can destroy the army. The whole strategy was done. They planned everything very well. The army attacks, goes from that village, comes into Medina. Abdullah ibn Muti and Abdullah ibn Hanzala's army is ready. They fought. For the half day almost, they were fighting and winning. But then there were more tricks done in terms of sending the army from behind them and from other villages. All of a sudden, Medina's army found themselves surrounded by Yazid's army from all over, from all sides. And finally, each one of them were killed. Then they were given the permission to ransack Medina for 3 days and destroy everything that you can see in Medina. Historians say that for 3 days there was no salat in Masjid al-Nabawi. Horses were taken into Masjid al-Nabawi, dogs were running around in Masjid al-Nabawi. 800 Hafiz-e-Quran were killed. 1,000 women lost their respect because of rape and whatever. Anybody who is not agreeing to Yazid's army was killed without questions, any question asked. And this way they killed almost 10,000 to 15,000 people in Medina. Bear in mind that Rasulullah said that whoever attacks Medina, my city, will definitely be in Jannah. Salawat Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So Medina is totally destroyed. After 3 days of destruction and killing and looting, the conditions were set that whoever has survived has to come to this Abdullah and surrender and do the bayat of Yazid with the words that we are the slaves of Yazid and our lives, our dignity, our money, our women are all for Yazid. They have to do it. If they don't do it, they will be killed right there. So everyone came and did this bayat. History says that our fourth Imam was also in Medina. The question is that what he did. When this announcement was made, Imam came out and he went to Abdullah. When he went, Abdullah got up from his place and he said that Ali ibn Hussein, this order was not for you. Yazid has specifically told me that you are exempted from all this. We don't ask your bayat anymore. See the response of Imam Hussein, that I will not do bayat with Yazid, surviving and thriving until his son, when everybody is doing bayat, he is exempted from that. He said that, Yabna Rasulullah, I offer you this horse and this money. Please go back to your home. Your family must be waiting for you. Therefore, I don't want you to stay here a single second. Please go back. You are exempted. We are not asking anything from you. Now comes the conclusion. With this, let's do some conclusion and my majlis will end. This is not just the storytelling, but the conclusion is that one Imam is asking, and if we say no, and when Imam and his family is in trouble, and people don't take action and do not support, when Imam's dignity, Imam's family's dignity is in trouble, and he is getting out of the city and nobody is helping, then in 3 years' time, their dignity, their family, their wealth and their respect is also not spared. So the answer here is that when he calls, it doesn't matter who you are and whatever you are doing. His respect and his dignity is paramount and you have to support him, otherwise you will be destroyed also.
SubhanAllah.
That's the bottom line. Those who came forward in Karbala are today, we know their names and their families. Those who were killed in Karbala, nobody knows their names and their families except few. The reason is that you get your life, not only the life that you have physical, but you will be in the memory of this world if you devote yourself to your Imam. Otherwise you will be destroyed and nothing will be achieved. Today we see many poets, many writers, many speakers Many thinkers who spent their life for the life of Imam Hussain or the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they are still alive and we don't know anything about their names. Their names are gone. So dignity and call and respect of Imam is the important thing. You cannot ignore it and you cannot say that I am busy or I have something else. If you prefer your family over their family, if you prefer your dignity over his dignity, if you prefer comfort and ease at your home and not come out and help him, then you will be killed at your home. That's the result of this incident, which is known as Harra, incident of Harra. Harra, because that battlefield where near Medina, where this battle occurred, was all stony, stone type, ground, and that's why it's known in Arabic as Harra, means the stone, and that's where it's happened. So now we get this answer from history that immediately after Shahadat of Imam Hussain salam, things were changing slowly but gradually, but people were realizing their mistake, that they did not support the family of Rasulullah, and today they are losing their family, their lives, and their honor is not there anymore. Honor and respect come from Rasul and Ala Rasul. Honor and respect doesn't come from Ala Rasul.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
If we do that, then we are really not only serving them, but surviving in terms of spirituality and as well as in real sense also. There is no name left in this world. A Urdu poet is known all over the world, not because it is poetry. If it was merely poetry, probably he would have gone. But everybody says that Mir Anis was great. Why Mir Anis was great? Because he devoted his life for Ahlul Bayt. So the devotion that you have will actually pay even after you are going away from this world. And that is the result of the love and respect of Ahlul Bayt. And that is where this ayah fits very well, which says that Kulla salakum alayhi ajran illa al-muwaddata fil qurba.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
And that is the real success. If you see the success in terms of what? Success in this world we look at in terms of wealth, in terms of name and fame, and in terms of whatever you call it, power. Now, I think victory, if you see that 17 to 18 million people after 1400 years walking miles and miles and miles of distance, tired and hungry, and as well as they are in different states, but they love so much. And the love is overcoming their physical state, and they are reaching to the grave of Imam Hussain. That is the success. That is the real success. That is where they are feeling the tranquility and the love of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam and paying their respect and homage to Imam Hussain alayhis salam. That means they are doing the real service of humanity. And you see that different walks of people, they come there, they spend their time, money. Sometimes it looks absurd. What's the reason? Why you walk so many miles? But when you are there, then you realize, no. Actually, I was awake. I was not at the right place. This is my place. This is where I should be spending my time. Because I feel the happiness and the calmness and the pleasure of walking. Although I have blisters, I have problems in my knees, I have so many problems, but still, everybody is trying to reach there. So that is where the success is. And that is why this religion is saying that it is not that Allah wants you to do love and mawaddat of Ahlul Bayt. Actually, it is for the benefit of us that we should do the mawaddat of Aqraba of Rasulullah, so that we also pay homage to them and become real successful person in this world and hereafter.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Require a lot of philosophy or understanding. If you think about it, one night of Hur turned everything around. He was an enemy. He was the one who stopped Imam Hussain. He was the one who was responsible for the thirst of Imam Hussain and hunger of Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain surrounded from everywhere. But there was still a hope that if I will go, he is the son of Fatima Zahra. If I will go with a real intention of forgiveness, he will forgive. That hope brought Ghur to Imam Hussain as salam. And Imam Hussain was so kind at that time. Nobody can be at that state when his sons and daughters are thirsty and hungry. Will be able to forgive anyone? No. I don't think that I will be able to do it. But Imam Hussain was so kind. If you look at the history, what words Imam Hussain is using, he's saying that, who are you? As if he doesn't know what happened. And Ghur is saying that, Mawla, you don't recognize me. I am the one who is responsible for all this trouble that you are in. And Ghur is saying, no. Imam Hussain is saying that, I want to see your face. He moves the cover on his face. And Imam Hussain sees him. He said, Ghur, when you met me earlier, you came as an enemy. Now you came as a friend. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to offer. I don't have even water to give you. Ghur says that, oh Mawla, you are the one, I am the one who is responsible for all this. Mawla, please forgive me and give me a chance to go and fight. And Imam Hussain is so kind that he says that, you are our guest. Whatever you wish, I will allow you to do that. Go ahead and fight. And Ghur goes and gives his life. But again, he would have probably thought that I am forgiven, but not really forgiven. Maybe Imam Hussain still has something in his mind or in his heart that he is not forgiving me. Or maybe he just forgave me, but I will not attain the highest levels Imam Hussain reaches when he falls down from the horse. Imam Hussain takes his head on his lap and then says a few beautiful words. Oh Ghur, what a beautiful name your mother gave you. You are Ghur in this dunya and Ghur in the akhirah. You are a free man here and you are a free man in the akhirah. In the beginning, when Ghur met Imam Hussain salam, he said that I cannot say a single word about your mother. Your mother is so sacred, so great, and she is the daughter of Rasulullah. I cannot say anything about her. Now Imam Hussain is giving gift for that. Oh Ghur, let me put this rumal, this handkerchief on your head. Ghur gets that, and forgiveness is there. Now you go there in Karbala. A separate mausoleum for her, a shrine for her. Why it is separate? Why he cannot be buried with all of them? No. Probably Imam Hussain wanted to give us an example that if you ask for forgiveness, we will give you so much respect that you will have a separate mausoleum. People will go and visit you there. It's not an excuse that you came and visit me, and that's why you just came, and because you came here, you visited my grave. No. Especially you have to go and see me. And that is the respect that you get when you devote your life to Imam Hussain. We just had a Marsiya where Imam Hussain at the last moment coming out, and his daughter grabs him and says that, oh Baba, you have also decided to leave me. Imam Hussain tries to console the daughter, and finally the daughter says that, oh Baba, I used to sleep with you, my head used to be on your chest. Can I lie? Can you please lie down on the ground for a minute, and I want to keep my head on you. Imam Hussain lies down on the ground. Sakina puts her head, and some riwayat says that she felt so much peace that she went to sleep for a second or maybe a minute, and then she wakes up and says that, Baba, please go. You should go and fight this battle. Imam Hussain says that, oh Sakina, you were just stopping me. Now you are telling me to go and fight? What's the matter? She said that as soon as I closed my eyes, I saw my grandmother Fatima Zahra, and she was saying that let Hussain go. This is the time for Hussain to sacrifice his life. That's why I'm telling you, Baba, go and sacrifice. Now think about it. 4 years old daughter waiting for her father, and she is waiting at the door, and finally she sees the horse coming back. What happened to her daughter? She just cries and says that, I know my father has been killed, but can you tell me if he was given some water? Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. سيعلم الذين ظلموا أيام الله وإنا وقد قال على مختصر सी इबादत को कबूल फरमाए.
Ameen.
Please accept our ibadat, Ya Allah, and give the best sawab for the marhumeen, especially Zaheer Abbas sahab, and all the marhumeen of this family, and all the shuhada, and all the ulama who have done service to this Shia faith. Give us a chance to visit these sacred places, save them, and give us a chance to serve this community, give us a chance to serve the yateem who are in Iraq and Sham, and even in New York. And we ask you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to guide us to the path of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and give us the proper guidance, the guidance that we need from them. And give us a chance to devote our life completely for Muhammad wa alihi wa sallam.